Hello guys, how are you all? Today I'm going to start a series. It's a like NISM series. So I will teach all NISM related certifications, very important certifications for you. So we have many NISM certifications. In this video, we'll discuss about research analyst certification exam. I will explaining I will explain complete module in simpler term so that you can prepare for your exam well. So let's see, let's discuss about NSM 15 certification exam, which is known as research analyst. This certificate is very important because many of the companies are asking, as NSM is a research analyst, 15 is mandatory. So we'll discuss about this NSM certification. Okay, see, this NSM is an educational institute. It's an initiative by SEBI. So SEBI sponsored this NISM certifications. Okay, we'll study about the assessment structure of NISM Research Analyst 5. So this exam has multiple choice questions, 92 questions. Each carries 1 mark, and 2 case based questions, each case having 4 questions of 1 mark each. Okay, total 100 marks. The test contains 100 marks. So 92 marks multiple choice, 2 case based questions. Each case has 4 questions, each carry 1 mark, so total 8 marks out of a total 100. So in this you have to score 60% at least. So there is a negative marking, 25% of negative marking. Okay, so you will if you get wrong, so you will lose 1.25 marks. If you are right, you will gain 1 mark. So be prepare and write accurately. If you know the answer, then write it, or else you will lose 1.25 marks. Got it? So today we'll discuss about chapter 1, introduction to research analyst profession. So this chapter has 4 subtopics: primary role of research analyst, primary responsibilities of research analyst, basic principles of interaction with companies clients, important qualities of research analyst. We'll discuss briefly about all these 4 subtopics. So we'll don't waste time much. So we'll start with the video. We'll continue here. So if you see here, the syllabus outline with weightages. Total of 13 chapters we'll have. So there I just highlighted the important chapters. Here you can see the most important chapter is 8th and 10th. So this carries 16 marks. This carries this 8 and chapter carries 16 questions. This 10th chapter contains 16 questions, 32 questions. So if you prepared well these 2 chapters, you can answer 32 questions. So later economic analysis, industry analysis, fundamentals of risk and return, legal and regulatory environment. These chapters also equally carried a high weightage. So and 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters are the basic one. It tells about only the introduction, like a basic terminologies of a research analyst. Um, what is data, what is equity, how it functions, the fundamentals. The first 4 chapters is all about fundamentals. So the real concept starts from chapter 5. So how we do economic analysis, how we do industry analysis, how we do company analysis, and it, we have 7 8 chapters like business and governance and financial analysis, corporate actions, valuation principles, fundamentals of risk and return, qualities of good research report, legal and regulatory environment. So this total 13 chapters you have to be prepared well. Okay, there is no, you don't have to skip some chapters to uh, there is some jugad, right? So if you 60% is a 60, if we get 60% will be passed, so we'll skip some lessons and we'll be thorough with some. No, don't do like that. Prepare entire all chapters, prepare all chapters, and try try to attempt every questions. If you know, try to attempt everything accurately. So okay, so the exam will be very confusing, so just be prepared and with your concepts so that you can easily crack it. It's not a big deal, but if you have to work hard, थोड़ा मेहनत करना. So introduction to research analyst profession. We'll start with this chapter 1. So these are the learning objectives you can see here. So now I will start with this primary role of research analyst. So guys, if you just let me give you an example. If you want to buy any mobile or any device, any electronic gadget or anything, what you will do before buying anything, bike or car, mobile, etc., anything, you will do a research about it. What are the features? How will it benefit to me? Will it worth buying at this price, or should I go for another mobile? If you can compare the two mobiles, this has these features and another mobile has these features. So out of the two mobiles, you will do your own research. You will understand uh, your users. You will see which features suits you personally. If you are more into camera or battery, you will go for one brand. If you are more performance based, if you are a gamer, you will go for another brand. Like that. Similarly, depending on your usage, you can choose your mobile by doing proper research. Similarly, in stock market also, depending on your skills, like depending on your convention, depending of your how much money you have, like which company better to you, depending on all these factors, you have to do research, and you have to do research. So let's start this. You can see data and information are imperative to function of research analyst. Research analyst needs information pertaining to investment being evaluated. This would include information about macro and micro factors, industry specific information, company specific information. Economic information may be collected from government statistics and provided the data by the central. The RBI data of global factors may be collected from international agencies, IMF, Asian Development, World Bank, etc. Like we can collect data from economic forums, publicly available data, or companies. If you are researching about company specific, you can find the sources. You can take the source from its balance sheets, like its financial statements, annual reports, etc. This tells that. And if you come, this is not a one. So mostly we know that research analysts spend time with companies and other data to analyze to an, analyze and give a decision whether to buy, sell, or hold particular stock. So here you can see there are two research analysts. Like in research analysts, there are two types of research analysts. One is sell side research analyst, buy side research analyst. Sell side research analysts publish reports in public domain. They usually publish in the public domain, and these recommendations include the analyst expectations of future earnings of the company and future price of the security. Like they'll give you some price target. These analysts work for the firms that provide investment banking, brokering, advisory services for clients. So publicly available reports you can see in Money Control or more. Some advisories like Motilal Oswal, JP Morgan. They'll publish some reports, right? So this there the sell side analyst will work there. So it is like publicly available information they'll provide. Sell side. Buy side they generally work for asset management companies, mutual funds, hedge funds, AFs, portfolio funds, portfolio managers, etc. They do research on behalf of their clients. So these analysts generate investment recommendations for their internal consumption. Okay, they'll not disclose data publicly. They'll do their own research and they'll uh, invest in the stocks based on their own research. Okay, they these reports are mostly internal consumption, not available in public domain. I told. Like independent research analysts, these are the research analysts. They work for research originators or boutique firms, separate from full service investment firms, sell their research to others on a subscription basis. So these clients could be investors, institutions, investment bankers, regulators, stock exchange, fund managers, etc. They also provide like customized research reports based on the business requirements, based on the client requirements. Sorry. So let's see the primary responsibilities of RA. So the primary responsibility is to understand and evaluate the growth of industries and companies. Let's deep dive into it. Like understanding economy, like uh, see, like understanding economy, like you can see that governments could change economic performance of its industries by adjusting tax rates and government spending. Therefore, as growth depends to the great extent on the economic environment, it becomes important for analysts to understand the economy. For the following are the focus areas, like changes in various macroeconomic factors like national income, inflation, interest rate, unemployment. You can see these factors impact stock market. If interest rates are cut down, stock markets will go up. If vice versa. So, like the stock market takes the consideration of all these macroeconomic factors. So, RS should understand all these factors, like how markets react with the data of these factors. Fiscal and monetary policy, savings and investment patterns, global factors that impact GDP growth as based on export and import. All these factors, the RS should able to analyze. Understanding economy is very important. Later, understanding industry. So like we different industries face different challenges and opportunities, so their growth drivers could be significantly different. So accordingly, RS need to understand thoroughly the regulatory information prevalent in the industry, business models, competition, operating factors, sensitivity of demand, and changes consumer behavior, etc. So understanding companies, for suppose there is an example like Rahul Dravid and Virendra Sehwag were both great batsmen, but were different players. They are different players. So for suppose in terms of strike rate and so on, their style, uh, Dravid is defensive and aggressive. Both are like one is defensive and one is aggressive. So how would you analyze like who is better? If you see both are better in their own styles, like it depends on you, which player has better uh, game type and which player has the strength to win, which player can take the match turnaround. Like it's all depend on you, how will you analyze those batsmen. Just in case, let's talk about this is very important. Qualitative understanding is more about understanding why a particular business is better when compared to its peers. Simple, right? While quantitative understanding would be more mathematical in nature, like financial statements, ratios. It deals with the more numbers. Qualitative is like management analysis, etc. Like that. So let's see basic principles of interaction with companies or clients. So if your RS need to interview, have RS need to interact with companies, clients uh, for their research purpose. So like pre-meeting research. While the management is generally open to interview with research analysts, they must bear in mind that these opportunities do not come very frequently and therefore must be made full use of whenever they come. Before going to meet a company's management, they must thoroughly learn about the company products, industry, and competitors. Analysts must be familiar with the financial information of the company. Also, read previous year's annual reports to understand the direction of the company and whether the company has been able to achieve the goals it or not. So, like you have to do like thorough research before talking to the company management. Here you can see like independence and the neutrality of view. Oh, it tells about the analyst must have been unbiased opinion and should always hold their independence. So RS should not be influenced by others. They should give reports based on their individual research, based on the factual information. They could not be biased. If the management says company will grow, company will grow every year with by 26 year, performs well, capacity expansion, like RS should have to do thorough research. They have to find out the past reports as well. They have to check the factual information. Previously, what this or did the management stand on their progress or not within the package? They have to check all these factors. So, network analysts must use the network to acquire more contacts relevant to research, who would be able to provide meaningful insights into the company's performance and plans, and who is responsible for important activities and understands the heartbeat of the company would be most relevant contact. And this person may not necessarily be from top management. Competitors and other stakeholders of business, such as suppliers, distribution retailers, and customers, can also provide meaningful inputs to analysts in the research process. A clarity of questions. This tells that analyst when he starts analyzing, there would be certain aspects on which they might get need more clarity. So time with management would be effectively used if analysts have clear and specific set of questions in mind. It is as well advisable to go with a questionnaire to have a better understanding of a company's operations and future plans. Once analysts are done with the research and research report is prepared, they need to communicate their findings to clients. There are certain guidelines that analysts could follow in their communication with the clients. So these are the guidelines, guys. Please read carefully. They must be realistic in suggesting companies to the clients. Suggestions should be based on facts and figures and not contain an optimistic, pessimistic, biased view on subject matter. Communication done through written research reports should be simple, clear, concise. If there is any conflict of interest, RS, hold, shares of the subject company, such information should be disclosed beforehand. Assumptions, if any, must be clearly stated in the research reports. Abbreviations, jargon should either be avoided or explained clearly in simple words. Okay, the role of RA is to collect data information from just a minute, guys. So the role of RS is to collect data from different reliable sources, interpret the data, convert into recommendations. So The RS would perform their role with utmost sincerity, honesty, ethics, without bias, following the rules and regulations. Important qualities of research analyst. So there are like uh, important qualities of research analyst. They should be like comfortable with doing a quantitative and qualitative analysis. So they should be good with numbers, good Excel, and have data analytical tools, clarity in financial concepts, ability to read comprehensive financial statements and reports, ability to ask a pretend questions, attention to detail, communication skills. They should have all this well. So you can find out the sample research reports here in this website. Let's not waste time much. So I think guys, you understood the concepts well. We are done with the chapter one. Let us take the sample questions. What is role of RAs? So research analysts help their clients to take informed decisions. Okay. Let's see question number two. Analysis and decision making. The two imperative parameters involved in are affected by which of the following factors? So here you can see the answer. Management ethics, revenue and cost, efficiency, operations. Yes, all of the above. Sell side analysts generally work for money managers like mutual funds, hedge funds, portfolio managers who purchase and sell securities for their own investment accounts or behalf of their clients. State workers. False. I told you, sell side analysts publish reports in a public domain. So they don't do like personalized research for their clients. Like they work for JP Morgan, some Motilal Oswal, you can find like Prabhudas Liladhar, etc. They mostly provide publicly available research reports. Like by sell side research analysts mostly work there. Which of these qualities are desired in a good research analyst? Knack for numbers and interpretation, clarity in financial concepts, ability to read and understand financial statements. All of the above. So RA should have all the concepts, or should know all the concepts. So guys, we are done with the chapter one. Thank you for subscribing. Uh, Soon I'll upload chapter two. So please be subscribed and stay tuned. Thank you, Jay. Hind.